a celebrity who cared before it was cool.
He always talked about desperately wanting to matter. I want to matter.
It was raining hard in Frisco.
An artist whose music helped to feed the hungry.
And he said one thing that I always remembered. He said, gee, I play one night for me and one night for the other guy.
Whose songs spoke to the downtrodden and forgotten.
Mr. Tanner was a cleaner from a town in the Midwest.
An artist whose life was cut tragically short, but whose message never died.
The point is very simple. If you care enough, you can have an impact.
Harry Chapin should know. After all, his food banks, located in both Long Island, New York, and Southwest Florida, feed thousands of hungry families every year. In addition, he was the inspiration behind World Hunger Year, an organization dedicated to finding innovative community-based solutions to fight hunger and poverty.
All my life's a circle. Sunrise and sundown.
It's here in New York City where World Hunger Year got its start. But when Harry Chapin was killed in a tragic car accident, many felt the organization wouldn't survive either. Well, thanks to Chapin family and friends, that's not true. And 20 years later, a new generation of artists is adding to the legacy of Harry Chapin.
Run DMC!
And I was like, yeah, I heard Harry was very generous and, did a lot of charity work, raised a lot of money. He used his power to make a difference in the world. And she started telling me about the World Hunger thing. And I was like, wow, that's something that I wouldn't mind assisting you in. She was like, really? No strings attached. No, I said, no, this is why I live.
I'm the king of rap, the end of the line. Some MCs to call me shine, to burn my kingdom. You must choose fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire.
And, way back when I heard Harry's record, Cats in the Cradle. And ever since I was a little boy, that was just one of my favorite songs ever. I mean, a lot of people said it was a sad song, whatever. I just loved it. It was a beautiful song.
Some of this talk has got me itching to play a particular song that sort of applies to what we're talking about. And would you like to hear a little more music? Sure. I have some people around me that not only will give me criticism, but come up with very strong ideas. And the most important one in my life is my wife, who really came up with the basic concept and many of the key lines of this song. As Stravinsky once said, great artists steal, bad artists borrow. I'm desperately trying to be a great artist, so I stole this from my wife. It's called Cats in the Cradle, and it's about my boy Josh. And frankly, the song scares me to death. My child arrived just the other day. He came through the world in the usual way, but
About 5 years ago, I found out I was adopted. And, my mother told me the whole story of how I was adopted and everything. My mother was 16 when she gave me up for adoption and stuff like that. So when I found out that I was adopted, I was like, hey, that's something I could write a record about, because there's a lot of adopted kids out there that's, I'm worthless, my parents gave me away, but I just want to tell them, no. Regardless of your situation, you have a purpose in life. Look at me, I became DMC. So I said, I'm gonna write a record about me being adopted, and I want to use the Harry Chapin Cats in the Cradle chorus, Cats in the Cradle, because it's just a beautiful thing to me.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, the little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. We'll have a good time then.
It's a song that I think will continue to impact families and impact dads and moms and kids and how they live their lives and how they set their priorities.
Well, I first heard about Darryl McDaniels doing this song, Run DMC, and my reaction was, wouldn't Harry think that was cool?
The new recording is scheduled to be released with backup vocals by Sarah McLachlan. Tonight, the song is performed for the very first time ever, fittingly, at a World Hunger Year fundraiser.
All right, so we're going to break it down like this. So the mother and the father is all that he knows. They give him lots of love, and you know that it shows. He's living really well, he has all that he needs. He came into the world always gonna succeed. It's a blessing to live in the life. If nothing is wrong, then something is right. They say that life is a mystery, and I just wanna know my history. Understand that life is good to me. That's the way it is, so let it be. My life is complete, everything is alright. Life is good to me, I'm in paradise. Understand when I'm rapping, no pain or sorrow. I just want you to know, yo, I just want you to know, yo, I'm alright, I'm alright,
I'm a cat's in the cradle and the silver
everybody.
little boy blue in the Malibu. When you're coming home, I don't know when. We'll get together then. You know I'll have a good time. I'm a cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue in the Malibu. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then. You know I'll have a good time. I'm a cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue in the Malibu. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then. You know I'll have a good time then. I'm a cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon.
Well, I think that whether they like it or not, I believe that every artist has a responsibility through their music to represent the people, to make a difference, basically to educate, to motivate and inspire the people, whether they like it or not.
The point is very simple. If you care enough, you can have an impact. Because in the long run, we're not sure about a prior life or an afterlife. We're all hoping for that. But what we can do is maximize what we have in this brief flicker of time in the infinity and try to milk that. And be hungry in a different kind of way. Hungry for experience, hungry for meaning, and you can be terribly, terribly effective if you want to be.
During the holiday season, food supplies run critically short. So if you care to lend a helping hand, you can do so by visiting the Harry Chapin Food Bank website and making a donation.